real jail with bars on the windows. Keith reached into his pocket and pulled out something curved and hard and white with a rubber band fastened to the with a piece of Scotch tape. I brought you a present, he said. Come on out. Puzzled and curious, Ralph squeezed through the knothole. What is it? He asked. Whatever the object was, he has never seen anything like it. Half a ping pong ball I found down in the game room, said Keith. See, I patted it in the inside with thistledown and anchored the rubber band to the top with Scotch tape. What for? Ralph still did not understand.
100.
A crash helmet for you, Keith said. The half a ping pong ball on Ralph's head and slipped the rubber band around the whiskers until it rested under his chin. There, that's just right. You need it big so you don't have plenty of room for your ears. When you ride a motorcycle, you need to wear a crash helmet. Ralph peered at Keith from under his new crash helmet, which rested tightly on his head. He knew he looked every inch a motorcycle racer, but never in his whole life had he felt so ashamed. He longed to crawl off into his hole and never face Keith again, but his conscience, which until now he did not know he had, would not let him. There was nothing to do but stand there in this fine new crash helmet and confess. You might as well know, he told Keith. I lost the motorcycle. Lost the motorcycle? Keith, who had been kneeling, sat back on his heels. But how? I rode it by mistake into a pillowcase and a heap of linen on the floor. And it got dumped into the laundry hamper, confessed Ralph. You rode it into the pillowcase, repeated Keith. But you weren't supposed to ride it in the daytime. You promised. I know, agreed Ralph miserably. I didn't exactly mean to ride it. Well, you see, the maid was vacuuming under the bed, and I began, Ralph, and stopped. Oh, what's the use? I wrote it and I lost it, and it's probably gone to the laundry by now, and I'm sorry. The boy and the mouse were silent. Both were thinking about the little motorcycle with its clean lines and its pair of shiny chrome exhaust pipes. The motorcycle was my very most favorite of all my cars, said Keith. I saved my allowance and bought it myself. Ralph hung his head in his crash helmet. There was nothing more he could say. It was a terrible thing he had done. I guess I should have known you weren't old enough to be trusted with the motorcycle, said Keith. The boy could not have said anything that wouldn't hurt Ralph more. And I believe, yep, that's it. 9. We'll read that tomorrow.